recently, I've been thinking about phrases that people say all the time that you never quite believe or that you really listen to. I was talking to a friend the other night on the phone and I just had a moment of complete insightfulness, if that's quite the right word. I just felt like I suddenly understood so many things, and there were so many things that suddenly I wanted to live my life a certain way, and I wanted to do certain things and say certain things, and yeah, so I thought I would just share some of the things that I wish I'd learnt sooner. First of all, before I start, I want to say that I'm 16, and I obviously do not know anything. I still go to school, I haven't had a ton of life experience, so a lot of the things I say are either going to be very generic, or I'm just going to be wrong. It's just all going to be wrong. I'm just going to disagree with everything I say in like 3 months' time because I'm a teenager and I change all the time. Don't listen to me. So the first thing is no one has everything. Now, there have been multiple times throughout my life where I have met someone and I've honestly, genuinely thought, oh my gosh, this person just has everything. I've met people and thought they were the most beautiful and talented and intelligent and kind people, and I just could not fault them, and I was just so envious of everything they did because it just seemed like they had everything. Everything was going well for them and everything was perfect. But as I'm getting older and I'm meeting more people, the thing I realize is, honestly, nobody actually does have everything. There have been people I've met who I get to know them and I find out that they're actually really self-conscious about their nose or their singing voice, or they didn't do very well in a test that they studied hard for. Nobody ever has everything all the time. And in my experience, the people who did actually have most things, or at least thought they did, weren't actually always the nicest people. The next thing I wish I had learnt was that you are more than just your body and your face. And I'm going to explain that because that sounds really weird when I'm saying it. I don't know quite how to phrase this right. But what I mean is, how I look does not define me. There have been days where I'll just look in the mirror and I'm having a bad hair day, or I've broken out in pimples, or just I have really big bags and I'm really tired, and I will just feel awful. I am more than that. What defines me are my actions and what I say and what I do in my life. If one day I hate this about myself or that about myself, that should not define me. I should see that I am more than that. Now, this brings me on to another point, which is all about self-worth and how one sees themselves, how I see myself. So much of the time, I put myself down because of how other people see me, whether that's a boy I like, whether that's a girl who I think is really pretty. So much of the time I define my self-worth on other people's perceptions. First of all, I'll talk about the whole boy thing. I have come to the realization recently that whenever I like a boy and he doesn't like me back, or he's not interested, which he's completely justified to do, that's just the way life works, I then put myself down for it. I always have the thoughts that, oh, well, if I was prettier, if I was better dancer, if I was smarter, then he would like me, which is just so stupid, because if I was a better dancer, if I looked different, then I wouldn't be me. And I'm not okay with that. I'm happy with who I am, and I need to wait to find someone who likes that too, and who likes the fact that sometimes I have 2 left feet, and sometimes I say stupid things. Once you are happy with who you are, then don't change yourself for other people. As of right now, I'm quite happy with the person I am. Not all the time, which brings me to another point. I wish I'd known earlier that I'm going to make mistakes, and that's okay. As long as, for the most part, I'm a positive person, I try and be a good friend, and a good sibling, and a good daughter, and a good student. Obviously, I can't be that way all the time, but I try, and that's what's important. And that also brings me on to another point. Not everyone is going to like you. I could meet someone and I could remind them of someone they really didn't like in the past, so they never see me how I want people to see me. And that's just the way life works. I've actually found it quite reassuring recently to think, if I find out that somebody doesn't like me particularly, or if somebody really doesn't like me, going, right, well, they're just one of the first tons of people that are not going to like me in my life. Some of them are going to misconstrue things I say, or maybe not like me for reasons that aren't valid. But some people are also going to dislike me completely validly. And that's okay. Because people are allowed to not like me. As much as I want everyone to love me, and I think everybody does, everyone wants to be well liked. Now, another point I want to bring up, you cannot choose to be happy. Sometimes you need to allow yourself to be sad. So I came to a realization, which was that I can't always choose to be happy, but I can always choose to be kind, and kindness always leads to happiness. Whether that's my own happiness or someone else's happiness, but then making somebody else happy makes me happy. I realized that I need to process things when I'm going through them. If I'm sad, I need to allow myself to be sad. Although I can't always choose to be happy, if then I can be nice to my mum, if I can be there for a friend, if I can pick up an umbrella that a stranger drops on the train and give it to them, that little act of kindness, even if it was just an uncomfortable smile from a stranger on a train, then it's worth it. Now, another thing, sort of on that track, which I've been thinking about a lot recently and I've really tried to implement in my life, try to say things you would be happy to be quoted on. Now, this is particularly relevant, I find, for me right now, because I'm in high school right now. No matter what high school you're in, no matter if there are 1,000 kids, that's still small in the scheme of things, and people find things out. And so I've been trying to think recently that everything I say, I should be happy to be quoted on. If somebody said, "Oh, Kiara, did you say blah, 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 blah?" I should be able to go, yes, I did, and have no issue with that. Which then links very well to my next point, which is, if you do find out that someone has said something behind your back, if they can't say it to your face, then it, and possibly they, are not worth your time. And it's hard because it's really hurtful when you find out someone had said something behind your back. But then you need to think, well, do I want that kind of person in my life who's going to talk about me behind my back? It either means that you shouldn't worry about it because it's obviously not a big enough issue that they would actually come to you and talk about it, or it reflects more on them than on you. Maybe you don't need that person in your life. Another thing I wish I'd learnt sooner was that things end. Everything has an expiration date. Forever is a really long time. When I look back, a lot of the things that have really upset me only actually lasted for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Maybe somebody yelled at me. Maybe, someone was angry at me. When I look back, in the whole scheme of things of my entire life, it's only a really small fraction. Everything passes. And the final thing I wish I had learnt sooner is that loving yourself is actually a thing. I think I went through such a long time of thinking that, loving yourself, whatever, that's just an excuse for people to be vain, or, nobody actually loves themselves. Like, obviously people are only going to love themselves if they look a certain way or if they have certain things. No. Genuinely, you can actually just be nice to yourself. That is an option. The number of times I will look in the mirror and I will just think such mean things about myself. That's not okay, because I'm stuck with me my entire life. And which is why I have a bit of a policy that if I wouldn't say it to a friend, then I shouldn't think it about myself. Honestly, for the most part, you just kind of have to grit your teeth and do it. I want to stress as well, this isn't just about a physical thing. I am not a very confident dancer. I have never thought I was a very good dancer. I've always felt like I have 2 left feet most of the time. And so I'll be dancing and the whole time I'll just be thinking, oh, I probably look so stupid right now. I'm probably doing every step wrong. That's not okay. Because when was the last time I looked at someone and thought that? When you're doing something, you don't care about anyone else. This is the final thing I wish I had learnt. Everyone is just thinking about themselves. Honestly, everyone's not staring at you. Everyone is not just waiting for you to slip up. People just think about themselves. Everyone's self-conscious. Everyone is just trying to figure things out. I'm gonna make so many mistakes in my life. I'm gonna say things I wish I hadn't. I'm not always going to be kind. I'm not always going to do everything right. And that's okay, because I'm a person. And part of being a person is learning. And as long as I'm learning every day, as long as I'm changing a little bit, trying to broaden my horizons, then what else can I do? I can't expect amazing things from myself if I don't give myself a chance to screw up. Anyway, I think I've babbled on enough. If you enjoyed this video, please do let me know below if there's anything I've brought up that you want to share your views on, your thoughts on. Please do talk about them down below. So if you like this video, make sure you like and, you know, maybe subscribe. I don't know, maybe share it around if there's something I've said that, you know, you have a friend you wish knew this, or, you know, if there's things in here you can relate to, I don't know, maybe share around. You know, do whatever makes you happy. It's fine. I'm fine. I don't need the shares. It's all good. I hope you're all well, and I shall speak to you soon. Bye.